Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Maya Eileen Talks. Today we will talk about the Netflix series Wednesday, and my guest today is Eve. But first, a note of the host of this podcast. I would appreciate it if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends and family. Wednesday is an American coming-of-age supernatural comedy horror television series based on the character Wednesday Addams by Charles Addams, created by Alfred Koch and Miles Miller. It stars Jenna Ortega as the titular character, with Gwendolyn Christie, Ricky Linsom, Jimmy McShane, Hunter Doohan, Percy Hines, White, Emma Myers, Joy Sunday, Jodie Farmer, Naomi J. Ogawa, Christina Ricci, and Musa Mustafa appearing in supporting roles. 4 out of the 8 episodes of the first season were directed by Tim Burton, who also served as executive producer. It revolves around Wednesday Addams, who attempts to solve a murder mystery at her new school. Burton was previously approached to direct the 1991 film The Addams Family and was involved with a cancellation stop-motion animated The Addams Family film. In October 2020, he was reported to be helming a television series, which was later given a series order by Netflix. Ortega was cast in part to represent the character's Latina heritage. Ricky, who had played the titular character in the 1991 film and its 1992 sequel, Addams Family Values, was asked by Burton to join the series in a supporting role. Filming took place in Romania between September 2021 and March 2022. Wednesday Addams is expelled from her school after dumping live piranhas into the school's pool in retaliation for the boys' water polo team bullying her brother Pixley. Consequently, her parents, Gomez and Morticia Addams, enrolls her at their high school alma mater, Nevermore Academy, a private school for monstrous outcasts in the town of Jericho, Vermont. Wednesday's cold, emotionless personality and her defiant nature make it difficult for her to connect with her schoolmates and cause her to run afoul of the school's principal, Larissa Weems. However, she discovers she was inherited her mother's psychic abilities, which allow her to solve a local murder mystery. So, welcome back, Eve!
Hello.
Long time no see. Last time
Definitely.
we spoke each other, I think that was about Cobra Kai, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay, good. But how have you been?
Working a lot. I mean, it's Christmas season, so teaching music, busy. Working at FedEx, busy.
Yeah, I can imagine, yeah. So
had a move recently, and then everything's just been kind of up and down this year, so fingers crossed that next
I
year's
know.
calm and boring is what I want for 2024.
Yeah, I have read all your shenanigans, so I hope 2024 will be a better year for you.
Yeah. And you've had a big year yourself. I mean, getting married and
Yeah, getting
name change.
name change. Yeah, it's all been there. The puppy, of course, that is growing is about 13 months old now. So, yeah, you can't call him a puppy anymore because he's big.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was also a lot of change for me, and hope next year is a bit quieter than this year. But okay. Well, today we are going to talk about the Netflix series Wednesday, and of course this is about another side way of the Addams family. And I remember that we were talking about that, and you said, well, give it a try, because it is really a nice series. And I was thinking, okay, I'm not really into the Addams family, and this could be a total different story of the Addams family. I don't know, but aren't those the same actors from the Addams family?
I know they brought Christina Ricci in, who was the original Wednesday Addams.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it depends if there's the old TV show, and then there's the movies. And well, I forget for the life of me who played Gomez. I know Morticia was played by Angelica Huston, who not only had the look but the demeanor to be Morticia. And then, of course, Christina Ricci as Wednesday Addams, which I think was her first big role. And then they brought her back, and we've got Jenna Ortega as the new Wednesday.
Yeah. I think she did a very good job, by the way. She looked really as Wednesday. But all of them.
Yeah, they were all really well done.
Well cast. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's a big role to step into.
Yeah. Is this her first role as well?
Mm-hmm.
So this is major for her as well.
Yeah, and I mean, in the original, I think it started out as a comic or graphic novel or something like that. In the original, she didn't even, Wednesday didn't even have a name.
Yeah, I remember that. Even even the hand has a name and more screen time than Wednesday.
Yeah, Thing. Yeah, I kind of like him. So.
Yeah, it's just I really like the series, to be honest. What do you think about the whole storyline for because it is called Wednesday and it is all about Wednesday. What do you think for her storyline, what they did with it, and what do you think about Wednesday's character?
I love the character. I really love how Jenna Ortega has the same kind of dead, emotionless delivery that Christina Ricci did. Because, I mean, that's a hard thing to nail down, to be so flat all the time, and not quite sinister, but because she's so flat, she comes across as sinister.
Yeah.
You really don't know if she's gonna have your back or murder you in her sleep.
Yeah, but there are moments that you really can see that she has those emotions, and I really kind of like her for it. It's just, maybe because the whole Addams family thing and atmosphere of what we know, and then you get this Wednesday as, okay, I can be flat, I can be sinister, I can be gothic, and totally weird in the sense of normal humans. And then because I believe she also protected her friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
She had, and I really liked that.
Some of it also reminds me of the scene from one of the movies where Wednesday goes to camp, summer camp, and she's just so off-putting to everybody at camp who's normal, or quote unquote normal.
Yeah.
And now she's at an academy where everybody's a little bit different. Everybody's a little strange, and she still manages to be the one that everyone's going, What is this?
I I was thinking about it. I can't remember which. I thought it was about with Sabrina Spellman's Adventures, Chilling Adventures. It reminded me a bit of that also with the Academy and the magic and but like I said, I did like what they did with the whole character and also the characters, of course, of her parents and what we know as the Addams family. But it is nice to see that they have their focus on Wednesday, because of in the series and in the movies, she doesn't have that much to say or to do.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's nice to see in a way her expanded upon, but in a way that fits with what we know of the character. And I think that the way they have her roommate cast, Enid, as the opposite, like she's bright and cheerful. She looks, she's so bright and cheerful and happy and everything.
She reminded me of Luna Lovegood.
Yeah, that's you're right. Definitely a Luna Lovegood type. The other thing that you and I both being Star Trek fans, you probably saw the meme where it's Wednesday and Enid, and Wednesday is labeled Deep Space Nine, and Enid is labeled The Next Generation because they're two different personalities.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah, but yeah, she's, and I mean, Jenna Ortega hasn't just, taken the character and just played the character, but she's definitely added her own things to it. I mean, we now have the Wednesday, which is a dance based on her dance moves.
Yeah.
And just seeing her idea of what dancing looks like.
Yeah. That reminded me, which movie reminded me of that? Not Footloose, but another one. There's this dance movie that remind me of that, but I can't remember this movie now. But yeah, it is just nice to see that they have little reference in the series to other series and movies. And
I'm almost thinking Flashdance might be the one you're thinking.
Yes! Flashdance.
The ending scene.
Yeah.
And where she's, in front of all those classically trained dance judges. Yeah. And right in the middle, she breaks into like hip hop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the one you're thinking, because it's the same era as Footloose too.
Yeah. What do you think of how the story goes for Wednesday?
I like most of it. There's a few things, I mean, if I was the writer, of course, if I was the writer, there's a few things I would change. Like, I would definitely take the focus off of the whole, like, boyfriend thing that they're doing. Because that really doesn't fit the character of Wednesday at all. She's not the, boy crazy type. She's not the dating type, really. She's very much... She's always been very, like, comfortable being solitary.
Yes, but maybe they did that because they want a more open Wednesday in the way of that she has friends and is open to relationships, not romantically relationships, but just relationships at its own as friendship, at that kind of thing. And maybe we see that as romantically involved with her, but maybe they do that because Wednesday have to evolve with emotions, and to give her, and maybe they did that also of making clear that Wednesday is more than the Wednesday we know, and because she is a blank canvas at the moment, because nobody knows really who Wednesday Addams is. They can write her as she wanted, and I must say, I really enjoyed seeing that. In the one way, it was super weird, but in other way, yeah, you think she deserved in that way being loved as well. She and I say that to everyone in nowadays and in this world, of course. You are good enough as you are, and that's why we love you. And
Yeah.
I think that is the same thing for Wednesday.
That I could see it from that point of view. Initially, I was more one of those people who's just like, ew, Wednesday dating? Like, come on. Like, this is not Wednesday. I mean, I also do love that they show her relationship with Thing, that on one hand, he's more than just the family pet now.
Yes.
He's also he's also kind of like her sidekick in a lot of ways.
Yes.
You know, and I love the little things she does, like the little things she does with him, like, you know, if you don't stop that, I'm not going to give you your favorite lotion, you know?
Yeah.
And they've managed to put a lot of personality into Thing, and
Yeah.
so I love seeing the dynamic between the two of them, because up until now we really haven't known what Thing's purpose was other than to be the family pet, but the idea that her parents left Thing, you know, because they're still concerned about her, and you know, you
with her
kind of
at
have to
the
wonder.
academy, yeah.
You have to wonder if her parents know she's not like normal. Like,
I think in the way they do, and maybe they trying to protect her as much as they can.
yeah,
And well, the nice thing about it also is that you see that the Thing is a more evolved character now. And when you see the movies or just the series, it's just always the Thing, and the hand is always there just also for comical relief.
yeah,
And in this series, you really see, okay, he really has a purpose.
yeah. And I mean, one of the touches I love that they did, that Jenna, I heard it was Jenna Ortega who did it herself, was the fact she never blinks.
Yeah.
Like, that's a skill in itself, to be able to film all your scenes without blinking.
Yeah.
And it kind of adds to like the character being a little bit unnerving, because that's not normal as humans for us to see like somebody just staring at you all the time.
Yeah, and what we see is that she can be very cynical, very dark, but she can also be very open and enjoying her friends' company and do things. And that's what I really loved about the series, is that how much evolved the character is. But let's...
I was going to say, I do see some elements, to compare to another character, I do see some elements of Sheldon Cooper in her.
Oh, yes.
Like how very regimented she is. Like, from this time to this time is my writing hour. And, you know, she's very regimented for a young lady. And my first thought was, you know, does she know Sheldon Cooper with an attitude like that?
Oh, maybe they are related.
Maybe, yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. Because she's just but she's also quite smart. Like, she's not, you know, she's not just book smart, but she's smart, you know. She's good at putting the pieces together that other people aren't seeing. And she's, you know, really good at, like, she's really good at sort of thinking ahead, like, of what's happening.
And I think
she's just, I don't know, she's a character you can get addicted to really fast.
Yes, I was one, and that's what I was wanting to mention too, is how much more episodes you watch, who more intrigued you are, and who more you want to follow her progress.
Yes, yeah, and I mean, see, I think they have drawn on a lot of shows, like especially darker TV shows now are the thing. I
Mm.
mean, if you look at most of the shows that they're either doing for the first time or bringing back, they're all very dark, like, you know, I mean, we've got Umbrella Academy is dark.
Yes,
The
I was mentioned
the
that too. Yeah.
Yeah, The Boys is extremely dark. You know, we've got, of course, Wednesday is quite dark. We've got, like you mentioned, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina took a very dark turn on the 90s version and the
Mm.
comic book version, which was much more lighthearted and fun.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of very dark imaginings of characters.
And that is what I was thinking too. This series is more darker than, for example, the series or the comic. And it's just you have more comical relief in that than in this series. And although you do have comical scenes that I was thinking, okay, nice thing to way just to lighten the mood up, and it doesn't have to be because the things Wednesday do sometimes to get to the information or get the puzzle together, you would say, oh God, that is brilliant in a way, but also very comical.
Yeah. And I do like the magical elements because, I mean, we didn't have that really in the movies,
Yeah.
but there had to be an explanation for, why there's a, you know, walking hand as the family pet, or, why Wednesday can put Pugsley in her electric chair and cook him and he somehow survives. So the magical element at least fits really well because it's like, okay, so they're weird. The Adamses are weird, but they're not weird really among their own people.
Yeah. Although,
And
yeah,
go ahead.
like you said, Wednesday is in our world weird, but she's also weird even on the medical academy. She is
Yeah.
one of the, yeah, how would you say it? I have only the Dutch name now
That's
in
okay.
my head, but okay. Yeah, but it reminded me also, yes, to the Umbrella Academy. It is
Yeah.
really similar.
Yeah, it takes a very dark turn on something that was dark, but not quite as dark.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, even the reactions of Wednesday's parents when they drop her off mirror the reaction, particularly Morticia, mirror the reactions of her parents to her behavior in the movies. Like, when Wednesday's like doesn't like the room all colorful, and her mom says, Wednesday's allergic to color. She's not surprised at all, or
No.
reminds me of like Wednesday's school project in the movies where she does a project on one of her ancestors who was a witch, and her mom and the teacher's disturbed, but her mom's like, oh yes, she was a witch. She was burned at the stake. How tragic. And like,
Yeah.
so they don't depart too much from what we know, which is nice. I mean, you don't want brand new characters that don't make
No.
sense.
No. But they have created that with the other characters that are her peers, and but what I wanted to come back a bit about that Wednesday doesn't like color. You could see that also when she has this roommate thing with what's her name? She was very
Enid.
colorful. Yeah, she was very either was very colorful or pink, I believe, what she did.
Yeah.
And Wednesday was all totally black, so they put a stripe in the middle of the room, and then I was thinking, this is so familiar, even for younger peers, and yeah, this is my side of the room, so you have to stay there, and you can't cross the line,
Yeah, I think, and I mean, that's been used in comic books and TV shows and movies and things. And I mean, I've never had it happen with a roommate, but I've had friends where they had a roommate that was like, okay, this is the way it is, and you do not cross my line.
Yeah, but what I like about Inda is that she has this, well, two sides. She could be very bubbly, very energetic, and very happy, but she also had that side of, okay, she has this underlying beast, and you could see that in the end of the series or of the season that came out. But I really like it that they care for each other.
Yeah.
And they,
I mean, Wednesday does respect her boundaries too. Like, Wednesday makes that line like, okay, this is my line. But she doesn't encroach on Enid's side either. It's kind of like she's got a boundary,
yeah,
but she respects both sides of the boundary.
yeah. But it is just also nice to see that they actually became friends.
Yeah.
And that, and I, that reminded me again of the opposite attracts, in a way. And so, but in one way, you can see that they are totally different, but in one way, they needed each other to have friends, in a way.
Yeah, to balance each other.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, on one hand, somebody as dark and I guess you'd say morbid as Wednesday can be. On the other hand, I mean, many of us would be off-put by somebody like Enid, who's constantly like, you know, look at how happy I am. Everything's great. Like, look at how amazing everything. Like, we all know that kind of person. And there's times where we just can't handle being around that kind of person.
Yeah, Enid remembered me from, do you know the series of The Queen's Gambit?
I've only seen a couple of episodes, so not really.
She reminded me of the head character there, the one who plays chess, the girl that plays chess. She reminded me a lot of Enid because, well, it's a bit of both because also she has a lot of Wednesday as well, but she also she has a lot more. But I mean, the whole look, the whole how she acted and reacted, she reminded me of her. So there are a lot of little things that coming back from other movies and series. So now I'm going to ask you a favor as the music teacher.
Okay.
What do you think about the intro theme and the music through the whole series?
I actually really enjoyed the music. I felt the music did a really good job of, you know, presenting what we should expect. With the series, it wasn't ostentatious. It wasn't over the top. It was actually very, almost very simple in a way, like not overly simplified, but simple enough that it's not, you know, one of those themes where you're just like, ugh, like, do I have to listen to this? Or, you know, it wasn't so dark that it made you think you were watching some sort of horror film from the 80s.
Yeah.
One of the musical choices I like, and I know it's become it's actually, there's also a bit of I think it's called a Mandela effect that goes with it. Everybody remembers the dance scene, and everybody thinks, and I've seen it on the internet so many times, everybody thinks Wednesday is dancing to that Lady Gaga song, Bloody Mary, but she's not. If you actually go back and watch the show, I can't remember the name of the song, but it's a rock song, like a rock anthem that she's dancing to. And I thought that was a brilliant choice because
I'm not surprised.
Wednesday would not dance to Lady Gaga. She would dance to like some, you know, grungy rock theme that
Rammstein.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you know, it's funny that the music of the show would be, like I say, an example of the Mandela effect, people remembering something that didn't actually happen.
Mm.
But I mean, I would I would say that for the most part, they did a really good job with the music. I mean, there's not a lot of what you would say incidental music like during the show. There
Mm.
isn't a lot of that, which I think fits with the academy, and I forget the name of the academy, but it fits with the academy and the academy life being very austere, being very serious, things like that. But I mean, the original Addams Family theme, I would love it if somewhere in the next season it just dropped even just a little bit,
Mm. But
because the original theme is iconic.
didn't they put this one in? Bubble it up, doot doot, bubble it up, doot doot, bubble it
A
up,
little
bubble
bit,
it up, bubble it up. Okay. Yeah, I thought they.
a little bit. But I would love to see it like almost, have a kid at the academy, almost teasing Wednesday by singing the lyrics of the other one.
Yes, yes, that would be
To me,
great.
that would be like the perfect, like, chef's
Mm.
kiss to the original,
Yeah.
because that song really does sound like a playground taunt.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I mean, how many even now, like if I ever put up a student playing that song or I play that song, as soon as they hear that do 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 do, everybody will snap their
Yeah.
fingers.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
So I would love to see like the lyrics show up somewhere in the show, like I say, even if it's just somebody in the playground teasing her,
Mhm. Mhm.
they're ooky and they're spooky.
So, coming back to the next season, what are your expectations of it?
Well, I'm kind of interested to see who's gonna be her, her villain, her,
Mm.
who her big bad is gonna be now that she's basically defeated Christina Ricci's character, which I thought was kind of a neat way of showing like, okay, the torch is being passed. Christina Ricci is not Wednesday anymore. We have a new Wednesday.
Yes, I
So
I was.
I would like
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I would like to see somebody though, um, you know, maybe somebody else who's a nod to the original
Mm.
come back as a villain. Like even if it's just the actor in a new character, like maybe the actor who played Pugsley, bring
Mm.
him back as the new bad guy or whatever. And I mean, I'd like to see a little bit more of the whole Wednesday and Enid,
Mm.
more so than Wednesday and the boyfriend.
Yeah.
Like if they push the boyfriend angle too much, I think it's gonna ruin the show
Mm.
because it just doesn't fit. But I mean, if they keep it where it is now, like there's kind of a thing there, but it isn't, the normal teenage romance,
Mm.
then I think we'd be okay. And I don't know, like maybe a little bit more focus on more of a mystery instead of don't give us what's going to happen at the beginning. Let it be a mystery that we have to follow and figure out.
Mm.
Because that really fits with the Addams Family theme. Like
Yeah.
everything is mysterious,
Yeah.
Like I
I
have to wonder if this academy is hiding a secret.
Yeah, I had that also a bit with the headmistress. That I was
Yeah.
thinking, okay, you're not that kosher, you know.
Yeah.
So maybe they can involve a mystery with her, and then that Wednesday has figured it out. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, almost like, because I almost think of the academy as being a lot like Hogwarts. Like, it presents itself as one thing, but the further we get into the lives of the students, the more we find out there's other things going on, like backdoor plots. There's mystery. There's even there's the whole thing of the kids versus the adults because the adults can't be trusted.
Yeah, the school reminded me a bit of the school of the X-Men.
Okay, yep.
that reminded me a bit of it. And it's more like a combination of everything, of course. But it is also like, yeah, if you see it, what it was in the X-Men, it's almost the same demeanor of being that school. And of course, that's also, Hogwarts in that way, it has the same feature as well in the way of magical school, of course. It's not a muggle school.
Yeah.
So, I think I am have rounded up all my questions. Is there something you'd like to add?
Off the top of my head, it's been a little bit since I've seen the series. And of course, I know with the writers' strike, that's been part of the reason for the delay of new shows and stuff. And I mean, I can respect the whole like strike thing and why it's happening. So it's been a while since I've seen it, but I would like to see her family again in the next season.
Yes.
I
And maybe
really
a bit
would.
more involved with it.
Yeah, because I don't like the idea of, I don't know, it feels, and I know you're over there in England now, but it feels very British to be like, okay, send the kid to boarding school.
Yes,
and then
yes,
forget
I
they're there.
had that feeling too.
Okay, yeah, because that's what it feels like. It's like, okay, send your kid to boarding school and forget they exist. Like,
Yeah. But the funny thing of this that her parents in this series has a bit of a comical note, I think, because they always and that's the funny part. They react as humans, quote unquote, but they acted as the abnormal family that they are.
Yeah. I mean, the other reason I definitely like to see a little bit more of them is because, and there's actually been like people who, like social psychologists and stuff, who've proven this. If you look at the original movies, Morticia and Gomez are considered to have the most functional, stable marriage, of a fictional family. And it's like, wow, that's like the...
Yeah, it is.
It's not what you'd expect, but if you look at it, yeah, they have a fantastic marriage.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's something we don't really see anymore on TV. We see mostly, dysfunctional marriage with the patient, long-suffering wife and the chubby, kind of dumb husband. I mean, look at any cartoon, like Homer Simpson, Family Guy, American Dad. Like, you look at all that, and it's become a sitcom thing, like a TV show thing. So it'd be nice to see them again, because with them having a functional marriage like that, I mean, that means too, like, they are also good parents to their kids. As weird as their kids are, they are very good parents to their kids, and
they remind me a bit of the Italian mob family,
Yeah. I could see that.
So, yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the next season and where they go, because I mean, I know Jenna Ortega's been able to have a fair bit of say in the character. Which is something I like, and that's sort of like what they've done with Cobra Kai as well, where the original characters now have a say in their characters. And I think that's what really makes the shows work when we're bringing back something this old, because it's like, okay, these are like, these are people who, like us, grew up on this stuff. So they have an idea how it would work, how it should go.
Yes.
Going back to the if I was a writer.
Yeah. But I think that it's also a good idea to let the actors more involved with, I don't particularly say writing process, but more like, okay, this is how I like to develop the character. And who more they have a saying in that, who more they can act more and better than if somebody just write, okay, this and this and this, and don't give a what I always say, a background information of what the character is or who the character is.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think the person playing the character needs to be able to have that, so because they're the ones bringing that character to
Yes.
life, and if they're bringing some of their own self to the screen, it's more believable than if we're just, here's a script, now do it.
Yeah, and I always remind me of that. Was that Voyager? Yeah, that was a Star Trek Voyager. They would have an Enterprise, by the way, too. They would have a script one or two nights before that, and when they came on set, the whole story or the whole all the lines were rewritten, and they couldn't practice it before when they have to record it. So that's why I think also if you let the actors talk about how they want to develop the character, how more I think there also will be better writing. And
Yeah.
if you see, for example, the writing, and I'm going back and take back now from Star Trek, if you see the series in the 80s and the 90s, are very different written than the series nowadays.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that's not only because, of course, it's so much period of time it's developing how it's written, but it's also like, I think because of the actors have more saying in how they like to develop the character, how better it's going to be writing. And I think that the first time that really is coming in front to is that because of Patrick Stewart, who said,
Yep.
well, I'm an old Picard now, so this and this and this. He had a lot of to say in Star Trek Picard.
Yeah.
And I think that's only a good thing, to be honest.
Yeah, I know they took a lot of input from Jerry Ryan too about bringing back Seven,
Yeah.
and it was nice to see that they took her seriously, like no more cat suit that, she had to be sewed into.
She hated the cat suit.
I would too, to be honest. But, like I really love what they did with her character and
Yes.
how they, how her story played out and everything else.
Mhm.
That, that was totally brilliant. And I had one question for you. Have you heard the theory that connects the Addams family to Star Wars?
No! Tell about it.
Okay, so in Empire Strikes Back, when Luke fights Darth Vader and he loses his hand,
Mm-hmm.
somebody on the internet put out the theory that when Luke's hand fell down, it somehow fell into the world of the Addams family and became Thing.
Oh my gosh! That's a good one too.
You haven't heard that one?
I didn't heard that one. That's gonna be an awesome crossover.
That would be. And the thing is, I mean, I could totally see it happening.
Yes!
Okay. And
yeah.
the Force would explain why the hand is, still alive and moving.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that came out, that theory, I just saw it a couple years ago, actually. And I remember thinking about it and going, that's actually one of the better theories out there. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's the Disney one that all the Disney movies are connected.
Mm.
But yeah, that one would totally make sense.
That
But I'm
would be
surprised you hadn't heard that one.
That would be a nice crossover. You can write a lot about that. That would
Yeah.
be good. That would be good. Hilarious things, and it does come into mind right now. It would be good if look somewhere on Star Wars dimension, open a portal and go into that portal, and then come into the world of Wednesday, and then he finds his own hand, and then that hand is totally, yeah, totally.
The hand doesn't want to be with him anymore.
Yes.
Because the hand's got his own thing happening.
His own thoughts and his own life.
Yeah.
And you
I
see,
mean,
and you see
I'm now
Luke running
thinking,
after him of, hey, that's my hand, that's my
yeah.
hand! Come back!
I mean, we've had the Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks crossover, so
Yes,
I mean, weirder things could
that
happen.
was so cool. Yeah, that was a cool one too.
That really was a cool one, but yeah, that would be funny, like Luke trying to chase his hand around. And
I totally can see that now in a cartoon. And I
yeah,
don't know why, but it's like a Facebook cartoon post of with Halloween or whatever that Luke is chasing his hand.
and I mean, bring Mark Hamill back to voice the character because
Yes.
I could see him actually agreeing to do something
Oh
like that. 'Cause,
yes.
I mean, he's done brilliantly as the Joker over the years, and and he does have a sense of humor about Star Wars and
He
everything.
does do voiceovers.
Yeah.
He does do voiceovers. He did also the in Gargoyle.
Yeah.
And what was the last one he did? That wasn't very. I can't remember now. But yeah, he does. He is really a character that would do things like that and surprise people with it.
Yeah. So it would be neat to have him do that and
Oh,
try and.
that was it. He did the voiceover of Shredder from the Mutant
Right.
Ninja Turtles.
Right. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's good at playing villains. Almost like
Yes.
better as a villain.
Yes, but yeah.
Great. Evil Luke chasing his hand.
Oh my, Darth Vader!
Yeah.
Darth Vader! Oh my god, we're out of the box right now. But okay, yeah, I think we talked a lot about Wednesday. I'm really looking forward to the next season.
Yeah, I'm glad you gave it a try because I told you wouldn't be disappointed.
No,
Like,
I was happy, and I was the first 2-3 episodes. I was saying, okay, I might like this. And how more I watched, I was thinking, oh, brilliant, brilliant series. I'm happy that I listened to Eve. I give it a try.
yeah, it's definitely a favorite, and I mean, there's a lot of shows I'm waiting for the next season of, you know, and that's one of them. But it's kind of funny that they're taking all these things that, I mean, the original Addams Family was pretty lighthearted, but they're taking all these things that we grew up with and they're kind of twisting them just a little
Yes.
bit. Like Riverdale is the other example that I was thinking of.
Yes.
I mean, that first episode of Riverdale, I was sitting there going, what the heck is
Yes!
this?
I had that too. And I must say, also with Riverdance, I had my reservation of it. But then, how more you get into the story, how more you get hooked of it. At it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, the way they're casting for these shows where the actors look like the characters, like, you know, Jenna Ortega is a dead ringer for a young Christina Ricci in a lot of ways. You know, in Riverdale, we see like Cheryl with the iconic red hair, Archie with the iconic red hair, Veronica with the perfect black hair, you know. They cast them so right away you look and you know, that's who that character is. That's who the character
Yes,
is.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, I mean, I actually do like that part of it, and so it'll be interesting to see what they do this next season. I don't know when it's supposed to come out. That's the only thing, because I didn't pay attention, but
Yeah, one more last thing. I forgot to see what the rating of IMDb is of it, but what is your overall general rating for season 1 of Wednesday?
I'd give it a 9 out of 10, solid.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and that's because, too, I mean, even with the parts that I'm not totally as fond of, when you're starting a new show, there's always going to be growing pains. As they kind of figure out what works, what doesn't, which direction they want to go. You know, it's a little bit like throwing pasta at the wall and seeing whether it sticks. So, I mean, we've seen that with most major shows. Talking about, you know, I'm looking at Next Generation here. The first season was pretty.
Oh my god, yeah. Even Patrick Stewart wasn't happy with his character, and he wanted to leave after 2 seasons. But then I can't remember who came to him and said, just stick with it. We are planning in season 3 more developed characters and more writing about it, and then that's why he stayed as well. But
Yeah.
oh, talking about that, look what I found in our local bookstore.
Oh my goodness, I haven't got a copy of that yet, but I want to.
Yeah, I had it on my Amazon list, and we have this like a hobby store, but also like a combination with a bookstore with drawings, etc. And I saw it, and I was thinking, okay, no more, not in Kindle, but I will have it in a hard copy, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I was in Vulcan this year. Somebody asked me where I got my Ships of the Line encyclopedias because they're out of print now. And I had to tell him, I'm like, I picked them up somewhere at a bookstore, like, couldn't tell you where, and mine are a mint condition set. But, I mean, when I looked on Amazon, I think you can get them used, but it's like several $100s because it's out of print.
Yes. I know that.
So, it's crazy, but... Now you reminded me I have to go get that book because it's funny. Well, it's funny. I was just seeing A Christmas Carol, like the live production of A Christmas Carol here in Calgary, and I've seen it before. And I was talking to my boyfriend, and he'd never seen the live version, and I said, to me, if you go with on-screen portrayals,
Yes.
the Ebenezer Scrooge for me will always be Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Because he did such a good job being the so-called bad guy.
Yeah.
You know, he totally nailed it, so.
Yeah. But I think it's also a bit of, his whole theater experience, of course, because we know him, of course, as this theater performer, and Shakespearean, of course. And this is, in this, I don't want to say same period, but it is very English, so it's not weird that he will nail it in this. But have you ever seen the musical version of The Christmas Story?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
It was from 2004 or 2014. I have to take a look for you that. I will can give you a copy. But thank you very much for joining me.
It was nice to be back.
Yes. I was thinking when I think it was the third episode of Wednesday, and I was thinking, okay, I'm doing a podcast episode of this, and I'm asking Eve to join.
And right now, More Death is posing like the dog in the Orville first episode. Your dog is being comic relief in the background.
Oh, he can be comical, really. I have a picture of him. Do you remember the old Tom and Jerry series?
Pardon?
The old Tom and Jerry animation.
Okay, yeah, I remember that one, yeah.
There is this big bulldog dog.
Yep.
And I have a picture that he gives it the same face as that bulldog. And it is so funny. You say, okay, I didn't know you could be a cartoon doggy.
Yeah. Yeah, he looks pretty comfortable right now in the back there.
Oh, yeah, he's just... well, he had his first run in 3 weeks again, and I just did a 20 minutes one, and he went lunatic, of course, but he needed it, and now he's just knocked out.
Yeah.
But okay, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for joining me again. It was lovely to talk to you again.
You as well, and congratulations again on getting married.
Thank you so much. And if I don't see you again or talk to you again, and that is also for you guys, for my listeners, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas to you too.
And I hope to talk to you soon again in the next year. Thank you for listening, and join me in 2 weeks for a new episode of My Eileen's Talks. The next episode is about Andromeda with Tommy of Track Cannon. You can find the My Eileen Talks podcast on Spotify, Anchors, Google Podcast, Amazon Music, and of course on the YouTube channel, or you can join the Facebook group. I also have 2 other podcasts called the Dutch Ready Room Podcast and Girls Talking Track. The Dutch Ready Room Podcast is a podcast for all Dutch Trekkies to talk about everything Star Trek. Of course, this will be spoken in my native language, Dutch. You can find the Dutch Ready Room on Facebook and the YouTube channel. The Girls Talking Track was a podcast that I used to do with my good friend Amanda, but since her passing, I am doing the podcast alone. So I'm still looking for a track friend who will and have the time to recap with me every 2 weeks an episode of Star Trek. At the moment, I am recapping Season 3 of Star Trek TNG. Till next time!